Jesus learns that the Pharisees heard he was gaining more disciples than John, so he leaves Judea and travels back to Galilee. On his way, he passes through Samaria near the plot of land Jacob had given to his son, Joseph. Tired from the journey, he sits by Jacob's well to rest. When a Samaritan woman approaches to draw water, he asks her for a drink. The Samaritans and Jews have been bitter enemies for years, and thus the woman feels confusion upon hearing this request. She stops to explain that he should not ask this of her, as their peoples do not associate with one another. Jesus then reveals something to her instead, replying, "If you knew the gift of God, and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water. If you drink the water I give you, you will never feel thirsty again, as the water I give you is an eternal well of life." The woman says she knows the Messiah is coming and will explain everything. Jesus then declares, "I, the one speaking to you, I am he." The woman, realizing she is speaking to the Messiah, runs to bring her people to hear his teachings. Many of the Samaritans from that town believe in him because of the woman's testimony, and because of his words, many more become believers. They urge him to stay with them, which he does for 2 days before continuing to Galilee. Jesus goes to all of Galilee, preaching in their synagogues to claim the book of Isaiah and his prophecy have come true. When he heals a man with leprosy, the news of his good work spreads far and wide, which results in Jesus no longer being able to enter a town openly. So he goes to deserted places, and yet people still come to him from all over. He enters Capernaum again after some days, and so many people gather to hear him speak that there is no more room. The houses are so packed, people begin digging holes through the roofs in an effort to hear his word and receive his healing. This is the case of a paralyzed man who is lowered from a hole in the roof to where Jesus is preaching. Seeing his faith, Jesus tells the paralytic his sins are forgiven. This angers the Pharisees, questioning if he has the authority to forgive sins. Jesus, perceiving the doubt in their hearts, replies, "Which is harder to do, forgive a man's sins or heal his legs? To prove I have the authority to forgive sins, I will also heal him. Stand up, take your mat, and go home." To the amazement of everyone there, the man does just that. His sins are forgiven, and his legs are healed.